Hey, it's Rachel Stevens, and I'm here with Adam Zimman. Adam, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Adam Zimman, and I'm the head of product marketing for Heroku.
Yes, and where are we at, Adam?
We are at TDX.
Yeah, we are.
The greatest of all Salesforce conferences.
Yes, we're here in our little forest, here with Cody the bear. Exactly. And we're out here in the Salesforce event that is designed for the developer. And are you feeling like you did a good job reaching the developer? How do you feel?
I mean, I think that we've done a great job reaching the developer. I think that it's been great to have some conversations about how all of the pieces fit together and making sure that people are able to drive value within their organizations.
Yeah. So I think Heroku is an interesting tool for Salesforce. It's been in the Salesforce ecosystem for a very long time, like 2011?
2011, 2012
Yeah.
Is when the acquisition happened.
Yeah, so it's been in the ecosystem for a long time, and so I think it plays an interesting role because it's both used by people who use it just as like a PaaS system for someone who just wants to do a general purpose workload, throw it up in the cloud with like a git push Heroku main, and you also have people who are using it in like, I need to extend my Salesforce ecosystem into like more elastic compute. And so I think it's a little bit of a challenge, I think, sometimes to talk about Heroku because it serves two different audiences. Would you say that this week was probably more towards the latter audience, I would guess? Is that what you would say?
Absolutely. And I think that, an interesting part that we found, like as I've been coming up to speed, so I just joined the Heroku team in Salesforce about 5 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I've been learning a lot about current Heroku customers, right? Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is that so many Heroku customers that use us for that notion of a PaaS mm-hmm. That is, quick and easy to be able to deploy, like you said, git push Heroku, and, Heroku takes care of the rest, right? Yeah. Those customers, oftentimes, they actually are Salesforce customers. Yes. And so So
it's not a clean split.
It's absolutely not. And so this is an opportunity for us to get, kind of engaged with those individuals that are looking to be able to extend mm-hmm. and really enhance their Salesforce experience and be able to build these custom actions for things like Agentforce, or being able to have custom apps built in the language of their choice that they can incorporate back into their customer data and be able to make sure that they're getting the best of both worlds, right? They're getting that flexibility mm-hmm. that you get from being able to code in any of the 10 languages that Heroku supports, as well as they're able to take advantage of this trust layer that mm-hmm. Salesforce and all of its products share to be able to have maintain the security and the compliance standards that they need for their large organization when accessing customer data.
Yeah.
So
one of the presentations that I went to this week that I really liked was about AppLink. And so I really liked the slide that did kind of the before and after of connecting apps into, or Heroku apps back into Salesforce. And right. It's like, so it's like this 14-step, like snaky slide of all the things that were required before versus how it looks now. Can you kind of talk about AppLink and just where it came from and what it does?
First, I want to give a call out to Vivek, our PM, who's responsible for not only AppLink and Eventing, which are two products that we announced into pilot this week, but also he was the architect for that slide.
That's a good slide.
So it's a good slide. So right now, for organizations that are looking to connect something that they've built within Heroku mm-hmm. into their Salesforce infrastructure and be able to make sure that all of that goodness that I talked about of being able to quickly and easily access the Heroku components from Salesforce.
Yeah.
There's a multi-step process. Now, granted, I've worked in enterprise infrastructure for a long time, and 14 steps, oddly enough, is not that many.
Not that many.
It could be worse, but we wanted to make it even better.
Yes.
And so this is what we've done, is we've made it so that literally it is a one-click process of you enable AppLink within your Heroku organization, mm-hmm. and all of those things that you have built to be able to be exposed are instantaneously exposed up through your flow builder into Salesforce. And that can be for standard Salesforce flows, or it can be for Agentforce. If you're looking to be able to enhance those agents or connect back into compute offload on Heroku, mm-hmm. it gives you that quick and easy way to do it.
Gotcha. And you also mentioned eventing.
Yes. So if you think of the AppLink connection, is, as the name implies, you're linking an application, right? You're linking something, some type of compute workload that is running in Heroku back to Salesforce. The Heroku eventing is actually kind of more the other direction in terms of it's a pub subsystem. So you're capable of being able to subscribe and publish events. We have an event collector that's capable of being used, or this is just being able to allow you to do event-driven workflows. So you think about this in the way of like Agentforce connection, right? You may have an agent that you actually want, it does, when it gets some type of request, you're actually kicking off some type of additional action. And you can use the eventing link to kick off that action within an application running in Heroku. Or vice versa, you may actually have some app that you're running in Heroku that after the app does some type of action, you actually want to trigger something that goes back to Agentforce. So this type of bidirectional activity, suddenly you have instant access to it with Heroku eventing.
Gotcha. How did it work before? Like, I'm assuming they talked to each other before.
So before it was, you had to set up a little bit more sophisticated system. You could use APIs to be able to drive some of these behaviors, but it was, again, you had to have something else that was driving some of this event actions.
Gotcha. So it's just a more simplified process and an easier setup.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Keep it simple. That's what we try and do.
So that's the Heroku motto.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, what would you say was your favorite part of the event?
Besides seeing you?
Always.
I think that my favorite part of the event was honestly speaking with customers, right? I think that it was great to hear from these customers, both the customers that are being successful. Like we had a great presentation this week with Workday talking about how they're already so engaged in this beta or this pilot and being able to make sure that they can try out not only the new functionality, but how it's really helping them to be able to deliver value at scale. The other kind of customer profile that I love to talk to is folks who either have very little experience with Heroku or people who aren't using it at all, and they've got a problem, and I'm just like, oh, that problem you have, I actually know how to solve it. And I'm just like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's great. And do you feel like the broader Salesforce ecosystem is coming to understand the value of Heroku more and more?
I think that both internally and externally, right? This is one of those things where it was really a pretty significant push that we went through over the past about year and a half, so before I got here, of really rebooting Heroku, right? As I kind of joked with folks, prior to this, I was working, with a lot of kind of startups and, in the startup ecosystem. And, I heard so many people talking about how they were looking to build the next Heroku. And, my thing of when I came to join my friend Betty here at Heroku was that I wanted to actually rebuild the next Heroku with Heroku. So make Heroku great again, as it were. But I think that it is, such an opportunity to be able to take such a strong foundation and this platform that really everybody else has been trying to build on their own and say, hey, wait, we're still here. And not only that, but we are heavily investing and making sure that it's meeting the needs of modern applications today.
I love it. Love it. Well, Adam, thank you so much for your time, and TDX out.
Cheers. Thanks, Rachel.